Right on. Let's share a screen. Should look very similar to what we looked at before. So with Google Forms, you have access to the Google G Suite by default from UGA. It's something you have access to whether you know it or not. With Qualtrics, UGA does have a license with Qualtrics, but they're a little more careful with how they distribute access to that tool. So when you do a Google search for UGA Qualtrics, you'll notice that the first couple of links you see are request a response. You'll have to go forward and do a faculty request response, and you will reach out to either your IT staff, and I think it's Jim who handles accounts, but maybe he's given that to somebody else. But anyway, you'll say, hey, you'll go out to the IT listserv and say, hey, I need a Qualtrics, and magic will happen. You'll get your Qualtrics account. I've already gone through that process, so let's jump in. The normal sign in, jump through the SSO. Welcome. This can get really overwhelming. I want to, first of all, point out, and this is also a link that we have included in the guide for this presentation, is that more than anything else, you can go to this Basecamp to learn all about Qualtrics and other tools you have available. Let's do a new project. So you can see here are some of the things that I have used before. I'm going to go ahead and just create a brand new project. This is going to be very superficial. Let's see, what are you looking for to make? Got it, don't worry. You can see that there are a bunch of templates already there. Survey questions, COVID-19 projects, academic project templates, and there's even more over here. But we're just going to come up here and we're going to start from scratch with a basic blank survey. And actually, it's kind of fun. Just kind of clicking through, you can see there's this bar over here at the right that tells you, here's what it's used for, and here's how what it's good for. But we're going to do a basic survey, good for creating ad hoc surveys. That's what I want. Get started. It's going to be a test survey, don't respond. How do you want to create your survey? I'm just going to start with a blank one. Start this project. Boop, ba doop, ba doop, ba doop. Make the sound for the computer working. Great. I'm not going to take a tour. I'm here to provide that tour for y'all. So, click a question. And I think I really want to show this off. Hopefully it works. Let's see. How satisfied are you with this presentation? And I'm hoping that all of the little options will automatically populate with, really unsatisfied up to super satisfied. Yeah, this is a really cool tool, cool function of Qualtrics, is that it will detect the kind of question you're asking and give you and pre-populate responses. You can turn that off, but I think it's a really cool thing. Let's see how to modify. You just go over here, replace from actually. I can just click right in and say, you know what? Let's oh boy, why are you always all over the place? You know what? Nobody's going to be extremely dissatisfied by. No one is somewhat dissatisfied. Move choice. Or if I wanted to say like extremely satisfied, could not be more satisfied. Easy to change these things. And actually, when you go through and hit enter, add some more automatically, I just hit enter, added new options and pre-populated with the text. Go forward, add a new question. Oh boy, I want to draw your attention to just a couple of these options because man, there are a bunch. Multiple choice, the one you know, the one you love. text and graphic, not next. Text entry is for short answer questions, multiple line questions. Text and graphic is not so much a question as it is an opportunity to add flavor text. Nothing else is going on with the text graphic option. This is just a way to kind of, spruce up the survey. Other kinds of questions to show off. Matrix table, this is a really neat one. I think we've seen these before. How satisfied are you with with the certain aspects of the presentation? So there would be video, audio, and content. Like poor, don't care. Great. Oh. Finally, where was it? It was the hotspot. No, that's fine. Don't worry about any of those. That's how to add questions. I just want to show off some neat things up here. Survey, just build the survey. Your workflows don't worry about that. Distributions is how you send your surveys out. Data analysis is reviewing the results of your survey. Results is actually how to churn through them, and then reports is taking the things you've churned through and turning it into a presentation. Anything else? Back to our survey. You can also use these. The survey flow lets you build logic into your survey, saying, if someone didn't select ultra satisfied, you can, instead of taking them to the next question, you can take them to a special section saying, like, you didn't select ultra satisfied. Why were you not completely satisfied? And you can ask sets of questions there. Look and feel, this just gives it some, and they actually have some wonderful baked in branding. And finally, some just general survey options. We actually have someone in the IT departments that can help you with all of your Qualtrics questions. It's a lot of, it is an incredibly powerful tool. It's why they kind of control who has access to it. It is very robust. I would highly recommend availing yourself of the training tools on Basecamp. But if you want some personalized help and you want to make some very high quality surveys, you can reach out to Qui and the IT department. Just either reach out to on the IT listserv and just say, I need some help with Qualtrics, and she has your back. And that's all I want to say for Qualtrics. It is a very brief introduction to the tools because there are a lot there. It is an entire presentation by itself. If there is some interest in seeing how to kind of dig into the meat of it, we can totally schedule a different presentation for that. But if you just want to hit the ground running with it, go ahead, ask for an account, try it out, work with Qui. You can do some really cool stuff. And now,
well, first, you have one question, Jason.
Aha, question.
Can you assign a number along with the responses to get an average of satisfaction?
Can you get yes, absolutely. How? Great question. But I imagine it would be through the data and analysis of your, let's see, I'm going to see if, how satisfied are you with the presentation? Potentially when I sent this out, I would see all of these, I would get my responses here, and oh yeah, could not be more satisfied. So this is oh, I'm sorry, I'm not sharing my screen. That's a problem. Coming back here to share my screen, you can see that when I come to the results section, for the really impromptu survey I just created, there is a universe of information based on the questions I have asked. So I'm going to see how many people responded, what the different counts are, what the averages are. I can add visualizations to my responses. So this is just the robustness of Qualtrics kind of happening in the back end. It takes some getting used to because you just have so many options. But the reason it's so kind of complicated is because all of these things are happening in the background. It's great. I don't know if that answered your question, but this gave me an opportunity to talk about how all the cool stuff happened in the background on Qualtrics. Okay.
Susan is happy. Excellent.
All right.